How we doing, guys? Moose here, episode 40 of our West Ham United career mode, and we get things underway taking a look at contracts. We did talk about Andy Carroll, would we be able to renew him, so I decided with the funds I have left, you can see I only have 13K extra in the wage budget right now. So I decided before anything happens, I want to make sure to give Andy Carroll that raise, a little bit of raise that he didn't want, because he's been our top goal scorer. He's been honestly one of our top players for the season. I wanted to make sure he's going to stay in the club. And I'm not as worried about Noble or Nolan getting lost on pre-contracts. And I think with the money we'll get in, we'll be able to re-sign them to new deals, you know, relatively easily before we get into the transfer window even. So I come out with a little bit of a modified 4-2-3-1 here in the next game. Poyet, who's come back from his loan, gets an opportunity. Thiago as well. I tried Saka out on like a right wing, right advanced midfielder position. Morrison comes back in the team. Connor Wickham, to give them opportunities to show that they belong. You know, I talked a couple episodes ago about Ravel Morrison and his future at the team being very cloudy. So it'll be interesting to see if they do counter us here. We come against Derby County, of course. Derby are pretty high in the championship table at this moment in time, but they have lost their starlet Will Hughes, who was sold to Cardiff City last year, and he's actually toiling there now in the Premier League playing for Cardiff. So we did see him in that game when we actually played Cardiff City earlier in the season, if you want to see where Will Hughes is at and how he's doing. But that is pretty much what he's looking at, and that's what Derby looks like right now. But they did come out very, very strongly. A couple of early chances for them in the first few minutes. But Jenkinson here trying to create a chance from out wide. Floats the ball and looking for Connor Wickham. Falls away only as far as Ravel Morrison. He takes a nice couple touches there. Good save down low from the Derby keeper. The rebound follow-up is struck by Thiago as he's falling backwards, and he manages to put it on target, and it's a fantastic save by their keeper, you do have to say. We then win a corner. This is coming from that Thiago save that was parried out of play. Morrison floats in, looks as far as Chiante. His header just loops over everyone past the defense, past the goalkeeper, but crashes off the post, and Derby do clear the ball away. But 45th minute now, we come forward again. Thiago plays the ball out wide to Connor Wickham. He's floated wide from his striker position. Does really want to get inside his defender, but his shot is struck straight down the throat of the keeper, and it's a simple save away. So we're unable to break the deadlock in the first half, wanting to get through here. Saka's played through with a fantastic ball from Cheku Chiante. Does really well here. Turns inside the defender, but it's another great save by the Derby keeper, who's made a couple absolute highlight reel showstopper saves. Something that he'll want to put on his personal highlight reel if he might look to another team. But we do break through finally with the first goal of the contest. Connor Wickham getting played through on a wonder ball from Ravel Morrison. Take a look at this on the replay. He takes one touch, plays it to his left foot, and just slides it through the defense there. Just splits him open like a hot knife through butter. And bang, Connor Wickham, simple finish, beats the goalkeeper. Clinical from that distance, he's always going to be. And Ravel Morrison and Connor Wickham linking up there. We've seen the struggles of Sacco. He hasn't scored yet this year. Valencia hasn't hit the heights where he was at last year. Obviously, Andy Carroll's been our main goal threat. But other than that, we don't really have anyone with more than 2 or 3 goals throughout the season thus far. We are relatively early, but we haven't had that consistent goal threat. So if Connor Wickham can make a name for himself, hey, more power to him, and we'll see if he can actually, come through and contribute in the Premier League as well. Morrison then goes through with a fantastic little bit of link-up play. You can see the build-up was really, really nice there. And Ravel, with just a little darting, curling run, curls around the defense, hits a shot that arguably should have been stopped by that Derby keeper. It squeaks through his legs. He nutmegs him with the shot, and it just squibs across the line, just dribbled through there to give us a 2-0 lead. That comes just minutes after Connor Wickham scored. It's 3 in-game minutes later, and from all of a sudden, from a 0-0 kind of edge of your seat tie, we are ahead 2-0, and it's looking like we're going to cruise through into the next round of the Capital One Cup. This is the round of 16. This looks like it should put us in the quarterfinals with 2 nice goals from Morrison, who now shows he has a goal and an assist. So can he potentially win himself more playing time at this moment in time? Jenkinson then puts the icing on the cake as he plays Sacco in. Beautiful turn to get around his defender, and it's a left-footed finish for the Stars. It's a beautiful goal from Sacco, and look at the joy and retribution on his face as he finally gets his first goal of the season, breaks his duck. The West Ham fans could not be more ecstatic for him. You can see the team mobs him, knowing that it's been something that's been weighing on his shoulders. And of course, it's a little bit lucky. Jenkinson tried to play Sacco through to the outside. It actually took a deflection off the defender to give Sacco a much better chance to take it inside towards the penalty spot. And, you know, he's going to take that chance. He's had such a struggle with finishing, but this time he finally gets one into the back of the net, spreads the goal wide, and it's a beautiful finish. 3-0 West Ham. Derby trying to get something back the other way. Of course, we do have our youngster Tom Thomas in goal. Unbelievable chance there by Derby as the first shot was deflected away. It was a great block, but the rebound fell right to one of their attackers, and his shot clattered off the post and away. Finally, in the 82nd minute here, Derby with another chance. Ball playing to Martin. He's got plenty of space. He links up with Ward, plays a 1-2, but Thomas down and makes a fantastic save. Another ball floats away, and he comes up. Everything comes up roses for Tom Thomas at this moment in time. Another save. Beautiful performance. One last chance for Derby goes wide. And Tom Thomas with his 3rd clean sheet of the season. Granted, they are coming in the Capital One Cup. But he's been fantastic. I'll tell you what, he's made saves when he's been called upon. And he's done really, really well. So he's definitely going to continue to be our Capital One Cup goalkeeper as we move forward. And it just lets us know that we are happy with the deputy that we have behind Adrian. At this moment in time, we're pretty safe with Tom Thomas as our second in command at the goalkeeper position. But it was a well-deserved victory. You can see we had 10 shots on target to Derby's 4. So definite victory for us. Ravo Morrison win man of the match. But for me personally, my Moose's 3 mighty hammers. Diego Poyet I thought was unbelievable in that holding midfield role. He gets the 3 points for me. Morrison gets 2 and Connor Wickham gets 1. So Morrison and Wickham proving that, you know, maybe they should be within a shot of our starting 11. We shall see. But Andy Carroll comes back to us, and he's happy to take that 10 grand a week pay raise and stay with the club for another year. So he's now got 4.5 years basically on his contract. So we can't even offer him extension if he wants another pay raise because the most you can have is a 5-year deal. So at this moment in time, Andy Carroll, better stay happy with that deal we have for you right now. But we then come into a huge Champions League clash at this moment in time against Chelsea because we sit in 3rd on 20 points. Chelsea just behind us in 4th on 19 points. So the winner here would get a nice boost up in the standings. And look at the lineup Chelsea run out. Diego Costa, Eden Hazard, Willian, Thorgan Hazard. Aiden's brother comes back from his loan to play a role here. They have Shirla, Remy on the bench. Some fantastic players that we really are going to have to be worried about because of how dangerous they are and how much we have struggled at Stamford Bridge. It's been a bit of a house of horrors for us in the early going of this career mode. Obviously, we lost 4-0 here this year. And this is really the make or break game for the Diamond here. I decided, you know what, I could sit in a 4-2-3-1. I could sit in a really defensive formation and just try and see things out for a 0-0 draw like I did at home last year. But, you know what, I wanted to see where we were at with our team right now and what kind of capabilities we had. And things got off to a very inauspicious start. Also, you can see that first header from Hazard smashed off the underside of the crossbar, and we were thankfully able to clear things away. But then Aaron Cresswell with a very uncharacteristic sloppy mistake here. He turns the ball over to Diego Costa, who just runs onto it, and then when he tries to win it back, he bundles over the Brazilian-turned-Spaniard, and we give up a penalty, but Adrian with a wonderful save on the normally clinical Eden Hazard. Eden Hazard is arguably one of the best penalty takers in the entire Premier League, maybe even in the entire world, alongside our own Mark Noble, of course, but he is well saved by Adrian. His second follow-up attempt then minutes later, though, is saved. And Diego Costa, like he has been so many times for Chelsea, is that poacher. He's Johnny on the spot. He may not be in the creation of the play, but he's right there at the finishing. It's a fantastic goal from Costa. Hazard makes it, and Costa finishes it. He just gets on the ball. Jenkins is unable to take it away from him because he has some good control here to hang on to it, and it's just simple finish. Nkulu's not able to get in front of it. Adrian's not able to get in front of it. And the back of the net bulges. Chelsea 1-0. Costa then with another really good chance. He plays a 1-2 with Ramirez, and that's a wonderful strike from Ramirez. I'll tell you what, this time Diego Costa plays provider. It was a little bit of a bad turnover again. I didn't really show the build-up. But it was another poor turnover that gave Chelsea this opportunity. It's a matter of us being our own worst enemy at this point. You know, Cresswell, of course, turned it over to give up a penalty. Another chance that led to that goal. Another horrible turnover in front of our own goal instead of just clearing the ball away that nearly led to Willian smashing one in the top corner, but thankfully for us, they're unable to. But Diego Costa continues his clinical nature. They split us apart, just pulling us apart at the seams right now. It's a beautiful through ball from Willian. Diego Costa runs through. And he's going to score that 9 times out of 10 because that's a wonderful ball. You can see Costa actually laid it off to Willian, which pulled our defense out, gave him the space for Willian to play it back to him and give a great chance. And this is just a matter of frustrations boiling over. Jenkinson gives the ball away as we try to get into the attacking third. He comes forward after giving it away and just levels Eden Hazard from behind with a vicious tackle. And it's a straight red card for Carl Jenkinson. Disappointing. Obviously, in real life, if you get a straight red, you're out for 3 games. In FIFA, they only give you 1 game for a straight red, regardless of if you get two yellows and yellow card accumulation, at least a red, or just a straight red. And it nearly turned into a worse mistake here as Costa with a fantastic header, but Adrian with a wonder save to keep things at 3-0. So I guess the only positive we can really look at is that it's not 4-0. I mean, it's a little bit of improvement on last year, but that comes down to the fact that we actually have better players on the pitch, in my opinion, than last year. We have some fantastic additions to the team, but maybe this is just it for the Diamond. Andy Carroll with a really good chance there, but Courtois is equal to the task, and that would be how things would finish. 3-0 defeat, and it's tough to even give out my Moose's Mighty Hammers at this point. I'm going to give 1 point to Andy Carroll for creating a few chances for us. 2 for Fabian Delph, who I thought did have a decent game in the center of the park, but it's tough to have a great game from anyone else, you know. And then 3 points for Adrian, because without him it could have been 5-6-0. He made a couple of really, really nice saves on Diego Costa to keep things where they are. But that's going to be it for this episode, guys, and we're going to get into our Hammers headlines to finish things out. Is the Diamond dead at West Ham? Brought to you by Hammers Headlines, your top source for all West Ham United news. West Ham manager Moose threw caution to the wind at Stamford Bridge with his decision to come out in a 4-4-2 diamond, and the Hammers paid for their lack of defensive staunchness as Chelsea ran rampant over the course of a 3-0 thrashing. The Hammers boss still has yet to find a formation that's fully suited his club over the first few months of the campaign, with last year's favored diamond setup failing to provide the same benefits as it did en route to a 5th place finish. Success and use of the 4-2-3-1, as well as a pair of 3 at the back formations, will surely see Moose exploring all of his options as they move forward. We've been a bit inconsistent, he said. We're just looking for a setup to get our best 11 players on the pitch at the same time. So let me know in the comments what you think we should do as we move forward. That's it for this episode, guys. I hope you have enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to keep watching as we move forward in the season here. Hope you have enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.